3 reasons you should lift weights that have nothing to do with vanity. Do you find yourself associating lifting weights with things like vanity, pride, ego, or the fixation of one's attention on their physical appearance? Honestly, from working and being pretty much completely immersed in the fitness industry over the past 7.5 years, I found that the way that fitness and lifting weights has been and is being marketed does tend to revolve around those things. If the thought of that leaves you feeling put off by the prospect of lifting weights, then keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why you should be lifting weights that have nothing to do with vanity, pride, or ego. And on the contrary, why, based on my understanding of Catholic reason and theology, you should at least consider lifting weights to accomplish the polar opposite, to become more charitable and holy. Before we dive in, if you enjoy the video or find it helpful in any way, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Okay, let's dive into the first reason why you should lift weights. Lifting weights will make you strong and capable for the people closest to you, perhaps your spouse, kids, parents, or friends. Think about the effect lifting weights has on the body. When done well, it leads to gaining strength, building muscle, improving your mobility, and when done in combination with eating a healthy diet, it can lead to a healthy body fat percentage and good overall health. Now, try envisioning 2 versions of yourself. The first version being the one with low strength and muscle, poor mobility, and dwindling in health. And the second, the version of you that's lean, strong, mobile, and healthy. With the first version, let's call the out-of-shape version of you, you would be held back by your body when it comes to doing anything that involves movement. Picking up and moving heavy things, walking briskly or moving uphill, getting up and down from the floor, and so on would all be hindered. Plus, you probably wouldn't feel at your best either, with low energy, feelings of sluggishness, and perhaps some gastrointestinal discomfort as well. The combination of all of the above, plus being at risk of developing health issues or perhaps already having some health issues, would probably leave you with some mental uneasiness as well. Perhaps feelings of worry or anxiety. See, a certain part of your mental and emotional bandwidth would have to be spent thinking about your own well-being or lack thereof, rather than on the people who are closest to you, like, say, your family. Do you think that that version of you would be held back when it comes to acting in charity to the people closest to you? Almost definitely. What about the second version of you, the one that's lean, strong, mobile, and healthy? Well, from being lean, strong, and mobile, you probably wouldn't have much of an issue at all when it comes to moving around. Your energy levels, both physically and mentally, would probably be as good as they possibly could be too. And from being in good health and knowing that you're at a low risk of developing future health issues, you would have peace of mind in knowing that you are, well, healthy. Which means you could afford to spend pretty much all of your mental and emotional bandwidth on the people closest to you, rather than spending it on any worry and concern about your own health. So when it comes to discerning which of the 2 versions of you would be most capable of acting in charity to the people closest to you, which do you think would win? Definitely the second one. You can think of the instructions a flight attendant would give you at the beginning of any flight. In the event of an emergency, place the oxygen mask over yourself first before helping the person next to you, whether that be a child, perhaps your child, or an elderly person, perhaps an elderly parent. The idea is, if you do a good job at taking care of yourself, then you'll be able to help the people around you at your absolute best. There's nothing vain, prideful or egocentric about that. If anything, it's something that will enable you to maximize your ability to act in charity. Okay, here's the second reason why you should lift weights. Lifting weights is a means of growing in virtue. Yes, there are some potential massive physical benefits you would get from lifting weights. There's no denying that. But just as importantly, or perhaps even more importantly, is that it has the potential to lead you to grow your inner self as well. See, no matter how you spin it, lifting weights is tough. Some people love the challenge of it, and others feel a complete aversion to it. Regardless of if you love it or not, doing it means voluntarily accepting the discomfort that you would get from doing it. It makes me think of Christ's command. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. In essence, lifting weights regularly means having the discipline to consistently deny yourself comfort and to instead take on the discomfort of strenuous workout sessions. Kind of similar in principle. Anyhow, here are some examples of how lifting weights will lead you to becoming more virtuous. First, lifting weights regularly as part of your lifestyle means repeatedly accepting discomfort, as I mentioned earlier, which leads to the development of fortitude. Second, making the ongoing decision to consistently show up to do the lifting, despite seeing results relatively slowly, takes patience. Third, upon consistently lifting weights for a long time, you would end up seeing great results through delayed gratification, which would lead to prudence or wisdom. And the list goes on. I could keep going for every virtue, but you get the idea. So why is it that developing in virtue is just so worthwhile? From what I've learned, there are what's called both natural and supernatural goods that come from doing so. I'll explain. Being prudent or wise would increase the probability you would make more frequent intelligent decisions, which probably would lead you to a well-organized life, both in the present and in the future. An example of that could be through deciding to save your money for making investments rather than immediately spending it once you've made it, or even worse, spending money you don't have and going into debt. Making and growing investments will probably lead to more good in the material or natural world as time goes on. So, from a natural sense, being prudent or wise is good. It can, however, also lead to what's called supernatural good. If you're living in a state of grace, each virtuous act that you commit, whether that be prudence, fortitude, faith, hope, charity, you name it, will lead you to grow more deeply in sanctifying grace. Growing in sanctifying grace is a way of becoming more holy or becoming more pleasing or favorable to God. This is an incredible divine or supernatural good. So there you go. Lifting weights to grow in virtue, which would potentially lead you to accomplish both natural and supernatural good, doesn't really have anything to do with vanity. Now here's reason number 3 you should be lifting weights. Lifting weights to uphold the health and strength of your physical body is a way of showing God respect and reverence. Try to think of it from this perspective. We are creations of God, and we consist of both soul and physical body. By taking care of our physical bodies, we are, in essence, taking care of a great gift that God has given to us. Imagine being gifted a brand new car for your 16th birthday by your parents. Quite the birthday present, that's for sure. The ideal thing to do would to take darn good care of that car. That means getting the oil changed regularly, making a point of being careful when you drive it and not regularly bumping into things, getting the winter tires changed when it's the right season, and so on. There are two big benefits in following that ideal. First, you get to personally utilize the function of a well-maintained car. Sweet. And second, it shows your parents a level of respect for taking care of a meaningful gift that they've given you. Now imagine the alternative, taking poor care of the car. After a month, the inside is filthy and the outside is covered in scratches and bumps from being careless when you're driving it around and parking. What would your parents think of that, do you think? They'd probably feel a bit hurt and offended. By not taking the best care of the car, the gift they've given you, you're showing them in a way that you don't care much about it. They might rightfully feel a bit upset about that. After all, they didn't have to give it to you. They did it out of goodwill. If we don't take care of our physical bodies, which at the end of the day are gifts that God has given to us, He might feel the same way. Our bodies are gifts that He's given to us purely through goodwill and mercy. He didn't have to create us. I'm definitely not claiming to know for sure, but I do feel like He would be justified to at least feel a little bit upset if we were to not take care of this wonderful gift that we've been given. As Catholics, we know there is an immense amount of importance around the human body too. As a big part of the miracle of Christ's resurrection, which is a central part of the Catholic faith, is that He was resurrected with His physical body. The Gospels made a point of showing that Christ was physically resurrected through eating with His disciples and even allowing St. Thomas to feel His crucifixion scars. He wasn't a spirit. He wasn't a ghost. He was resurrected with His whole self, including His physical human body. We know that in Christ's second coming through Scripture, our physical bodies will rejoin our souls after death as well. If our physical bodies weren't important, then they probably wouldn't be rejoining our souls after death. So, by taking care of our physical human bodies, we're showing God a level of respect and reverence for the invaluable gift that He's given us. And that is another reason for lifting weights that has nothing to do with vanity. And there you have it. Through lifting weights, we can uphold the strength and health of our bodies so that we can show up at our best for the people closest to us in charity. Lifting weights can lead to growing in virtue too, which has the potential to lead to both natural good and, even more importantly, supernatural good through growing in sanctifying grace. And by taking great care of our bodies by lifting weights, we're showing God a level of respect and reverence by taking care of this incredibly important and invaluable gift that He's given to us. So if you've been feeling put off by the prospect that lifting weights has to revolve around the pursuit of vanity, you can feel rest assured in that does not at all have to be the case. And in fact, lifting weights can be done pretty much for the exact opposite reasons. At this point, I'd love to know what you think. What are your thoughts on this topic? Am I missing any big points? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and by the grace of God, I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I'll see you in the next one.